So to give you an example of what I consider a happy medium between fat and thin apparatus, I'm going to take a relatively small segment of the life of Julius Caesar, the first biography that Suetonius includes in his Lives of the Caesars, and show you how I would go about producing the apparatus for my edition. Now, the segment I've chosen comes from the end of Suetonius' accounts of Julius Caesar's sexual peccadillos and misdeeds. And Caesar being Caesar, that was a fairly long list. In the segment that you see before you, Suetonius is talking about the affairs that Caesar had with various foreign queens, including, of course, most prominently Cleopatra. So we hear about their romps together in the Egyptian desert, and then we learn in segment 2 about the child that Cleopatra had by Caesar and her desire to have Caesar acknowledge his legitimacy. And Suetonius concludes this segment by reporting that one of Caesar's lieutenants actually had drawn up legislation that would allow Caesar to have as many wives as he wanted for the purpose of producing children. Now, if we begin by looking at all the textual information that is provided by the 18 medieval manuscripts on which the text of the Caesars is based, we get an apparatus that looks something like this. And any reader looking at that apparatus would say, "Oh my God, what does this mean? We're all going to die." Fortunately, there's a way of reducing the amount of data in that apparatus substantially. If you look at the items that are highlighted on the screen, you'll see that they all involve information of one of two sorts. Either it is an error that appears in only one manuscript, what we call in the trade singularia, singular errors, which are the sort of thing that any manuscript written in the Middle Ages is going to present by the hundreds. Places where a scribe simply slipped up, wrote the same word twice for some reason, misspelled words, transposed letters, omitted material, and there can be in no case any doubt that it is in fact an error and has no bearing on any decision that an editor is going to make. We can begin to simplify our lives by producing a trimmed apparatus by removing all those highlighted items. So you can see right away we're down to a much simpler presentation. Most of the information that is presented there now is in fact the sort of thing that an editor needs to ask him or herself, what is the true text in this setting? What did Suetonius really write?